Welcome to Review. I'm Brian from ScreenFiles.com. The movie we're looking at today is The Abandoned, a horror film. And as many of you who have read my blog or seen some of my other videos know, I love a good horror film. The thing is, what a horror film is oftentimes very subjective. In that, for me, while you can have gore and lots of physical violence in a horror film, that doesn't define a film as horror. For instance, I haven't seen any of the Human Centipede movies. Reason being, I've heard about them though, and they sound disgusting and they sound repulsive. In my eyes, that's not horror. That's just shock and kind of designed to elicit a gag reflex in you. I don't find that particularly interesting nor enjoyable to watch. I'm not interested in that at all. Some horror films, for instance John Carpenter's The Thing, great movie, innovative movie, gory as all get out. But the way it's done, it's very suspenseful, it's very tense, great atmosphere. So it is probably the best of both worlds. Not many films can manage that. So that's how I look at horror at any rate. And which is why The Abandoned is a very good movie, though there's some caveats, and I'll get into those a little later. It revolves around this old building, which is no one lives in it, and it's due to the financial crash. They weren't able to sell any housing in the building. So now, these two security guards, one of whom is Jason Patric, are tasked with watching the building at night, because sometimes homeless people and so on will try to stay there. And the tension, the heart of the story is that there's something in that building. There's something fearsome in that building, something not quite human. What makes this movie work, with caveats, it's that, first off, the building is the star of the movie. It's gothic, it's beautiful, it's grand, in a very creepy 1920s kind of way though. It's really effective. And I think it's an actual building. I don't think it was built in a studio. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. And if that's the case, kudos to the person who found that location. There's so much value in the production based on that structure. The outside, but particularly the inside, because you see some establishing shots of the outside, not a lot of time is spent there. The inside is brilliant, and if it's a real building, kudos. It looks great. But the movie is very much in the vein of Identity, in that we're dealing less with people than archetypes of people. And that's kind of a little bit of a giveaway, but a minor one, though it should help you enjoy the movie more. Remember, they're archetypes. They're not necessarily people. And when you know that, I learned that by watching the full movie, but I grew a greater appreciation of the movie upon learning that. Another thing, and it's a relatively minor point, but it took away from the movie a little bit, was the casting of Mark Margolis as a homeless person. If you've seen Breaking Bad, some of Dennis Miller's series on FX, you know he's a great actor. He's been in a lot of stuff. Those are the only things that come to mind. But he's a great actor, great character actor, distinctive features, very chiseled, very Italian, great actor. Moves like a fish through water, from comedy to drama to horror. The man does it all. But the thing of it is, he's such a good actor that if he turns up in your movies, as he did initially at the beginning of this movie, in what could have been a throwaway scene, you know he's important to the plot. You know he's going to play another role in that movie somewhere down the line. So having him turn up in a kind of to have him pop up in the beginning of the movie in what could have been a throwaway scene, you know it's not a throwaway scene. and you know it's somehow related to the plot because he's such a good actor, and he's not a minor player, and you know he's going to turn up again. And he did. It took me out of the movie a bit. The minute I saw him, I was like, okay, I know this guy's going to pop up again, and he did pop up again. And that's okay, as I said, he's a great actor. But it took me out of the movie a little bit because it just told me he's an important cog in that machine, and you know you're going to see him again. But that being said, The Abandoned is atmospheric, it's creepy, and it's just well worth watching.